Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Stone Valley. It is 6 in the morning. We've just had breakfast at the diner and we are heading off down to the shop because we've got some more contracts that have become available for us. So we're staying around in the trailer park here at the moment. It's not too bad. We've got a nice little house that we can stay in and keep us going. And somewhere just to sort of lay our head each night. But we're going to keep on cracking along with the contracts on here. I want to earn enough to get my own farm, hopefully by the end of the year. Or at least get my own house and get my own space by the end of the year. There's a few places, as I said last time, that would be good for us. But until really we've got enough money to do it, we are going to be struggling a little bit. Now, we have some options today and some stuff I want to crack on with. And the guys at Clever Motors do have some more contracts coming. Now, the way we are treating the equipment on this is that we're being lent the equipment by Clever Motors here for a particular contract or particular set of contracts. So we can do cross contract equipment. So if we pop in here, we can see what contracts are available to us today, and there's a few. There are 3 fertilizing contracts, so those are up. There is a spraying contract, although that doesn't seem very large. I think our best bet, because if doing any of these plowing contracts is going to take forever. In fact, we can see the details for these. Field 29 wouldn't take us too long. Field 28 wouldn't take us too long. Field 24 would take nearly 3 hours for us to do. So that's not possible. And same for Field 13. So we can knock these out all fairly quickly. About 9 minutes, about 17 minutes, and okay, right. So I think we've got a good set here. I think if we get this one and get this solid fertilizer spreader and borrow the items for that one, and then I think we'll pick up these other two. We can use solid fertilizer on them, so we'll accept the contract on the other two as well. We know that really we want to complete those two before this one then. So, what we do need to do is get hold of some fertilizer. Now, without a tractor to fill up and anything to actually lift big bags and things, we're going to have to stick with pallets and particularly the solid fertilizer. Now, we can only get 750 liters. This is a fairly expensive way of doing it, but there's not much other way I can do it. So, that liquid fertilizer is 6,000 liters for 9,000. No, we're going to go with this. So, I am going to go details of this. And for what we're going to do, we're going to need a lot of this. So, I'm going to invest about £10,000 into fertilizer to start this. And we will see how far that goes. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there we go. We spent 9,800 in fertilizer. And the fortunate thing is we can now load this up using, just by hooking it up next to our tractor. Because, yeah, as I said, we don't have a front loader at the moment that we can go and do this with. So we'll back this up. We've got Field 19, Field 7, and Field 2. They are all sort of down the other end. Fortunately, we have some GPS on this as well, so we'll be able to do that too, and it should keep these going. Might have been wise, actually, to have picked up that herbicide contract. We could have used the sprayer for that with this contract, but never mind. We'll get this all loaded up, and with the first set done, I'll just move forward and get the second lot of bags and fill those up as well. And the shop has agreed also to take back any fertilizer we don't use at the end of this. But to be perfectly honest, looking at these fields, they are going to be fairly large ones to do. So the one we need to do last is field 7, which happens to be right in the middle. It probably doesn't matter which order we do these. The smallest of these fields is probably going to be field 2. So I'm going to work my way back to the shop. We will start out on field 2 and do field 7 and then field 19. I think that will be our best order for these 3. So field 2 is just up here on the right. In fact, it's just the other side of the main farm building here on Stone Valley. Now that is the main farmyard that you start on New Farmer. We of course don't have any of that at the moment. Although I have heard that you start off with only some of the buildings and things. So I am going to be altering bits for that. Right, let's line ourselves up. Yep, we are at 270. Turn on the GPS. Set our first point. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up first so that we get a good idea of our width. Set my second point. Do that. And we'll see our width. And you can see here, this is why I am... why I've decided to not immediately start spreading. Because the white line, you can see, is shifting a long way over. Oh, wow. The spread on this is really quite good. So with that set up, we'll turn those lines off. We'll head back over here. And then we can get ourselves lined back up over this way. Set our GPS on. We'll turn our beacons off. And yeah, this is not going to take us very long to do at all, this job. We are going to zoom through it. Our first pass, and we are already 25% of the way through this field. It is literally going to take us 4 passes to complete this contract, which is really brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Also means we should do quite well. We used 4% of our fertilizer on here, so I'm expecting sort of about 12% in total. Means we should have excess fertilizer left over at the end as well, which again is absolutely brilliant. As I said when we left the shop, any fertilizer that we have that's left over in our equipment at the end of this, we will be returning to the shop for a refund. So that we appear to be in a position where we're going to have some left over is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. Seems to be pretty even, this contract, unlike the last one we did. We very much have a fairly even amount of spread, a fairly even amount of completion coming around it, and we are already up at 90%. We've got 39% left, so yeah, we're up at about the 16% mark now. So I'm not quite so sure that we are going to have enough fertilizer to finish all 3, but we certainly have enough to get the first 2 done. So there we go. That is this field finished, and pretty much immediately we're able to go on to our second field in the form of field 7. And yeah, we'll just continue on. We've got 37% left. So really, we want to be left with about 18% of the fertilizer here in order to complete both this contract and the one on field 19 with what we have here. Interestingly, with everything I've just said about field 2, field 7 is acting very differently. We are what I would have thought was halfway through, but 28%, 31% of the field, only 31% of the field has been done according to the actual reading, which is a little odd. I am going to just swing this down here. Try and get in as much of this corner as we can. And include this in, because I do know that weird areas and odd patches and things can cause your percentage to drop. And we want to prevent that from happening if we can. And yeah, now field 7 has suddenly jumped up to 61%. So that is weird. There is definitely something odd about some of the fields on here, especially the ones that have these dividing lines like this, which is what we actually were playing around with last time. The field we did last time had a divider in it like this, got a little bit strange as we went across different parts of the field, and again suddenly slowed down on the other side. And this is very much the same. It's been a very slow start, but suddenly between here and where we were halfway through the previous row, we've jumped nearly 50%. So yeah, that's a little bit odd. So I'm reconfiguring my width a little bit so that we can fit the rest of this into the field quite nicely. So I've reduced a partial width on my spreader. It should fit this area rather nicely. Start her up again, and away we go. And this should use less fertilizer than we were before, and still allow us to complete our contract. Almost there, 98% of the way. And it's just leaving a little bit. It's that last... There we go. As we reach the end of the field, that has done it, and we have got 100%. We've got 19% left on our fertilizer, so this should be enough to get field 19 done, which is just over here. We're going to reset all of our GPS anyway, so let's bring this over here, and I want to change the width so that we cover as much as we can of the field. So again, we're going to set ourselves up here at 180 degrees. Set our first waypoint, drive along a bit. Set our second waypoint. And, oh wow, that is just about spot on. It is only just a little bit out. Yeah. We want to be like one row over. Perfect. So we'll get ourselves positioned. Nicely set up. Oh, hang on. Let's check our width. No. That wasn't going to be that easy, was it? There we go. Bring it back. That was for our previous width. We hadn't reset it. There we go. That is where we want to be. So I'm just going to back our tractor out of here. Line ourselves back up. There we go. We can turn the lines off. Wait for the car to pass. Go on, out my way. And then I can get started. There we go. And away we go. Yep, and now we should be able to cover field 19 fairly quickly. And with any luck, we're going to have plenty of fertilizer to get it done. So I have noticed something odd, and this would match with the contract we did last time. Watch our contract completed as we go over here. It jumps. So we come out the other side and we jumped by 5%. And look, it's jumping again. We are now 42% through this field. And we have definitely not done 44%, 45% of the contract. So there is definitely something odd happening, especially with those sections of grass in the fields where it just jumps the contract really, really quickly going over those bits. It's so odd. And it does mean that we are going to hit the second half of this field, and then the speed at which the contract goes up is just going to be really, really slow. for the back half of the field. Yeah, you see, it's now saying we are 48% complete, but we are way past that. Oh, wait, no, we are way below that. We are not halfway through this field yet. And yet, yeah, the contract seems to think we are. We're just over 70% complete here, and I think we've got about 2 rows left to go. Yeah, a row and a half based on this, but we do only have 7%, 6% now of our fertilizer left. So whichever way I look at this, this is going to be a close one. It's tight. I think we're still going to be okay. I think we've still got enough, but we'll see where we are. I mean, we are up to 88% complete now. So it's okay, but it is going down fast. The final bit of this field, though, is much slimmer than our other parts. So what I want to do is try and place myself in the middle of it. We're going to stop our spreader. And we're going to pop out here. And we're going to do what we did last time. So we're going to bring our lines up. We are going to reduce the width of our spreader and then reset that. No, it can go thinner. Right, that I think is going to be thin enough. So we'll bring that over. And hopefully, yeah, that will cover most of this. Or at least enough to complete the contract. Get back on the GPS route and away we go. And that now should conserve this last 4% of fertilizer we have and allow us to get this job completed without having to refill. Gonna take us right to the end again. There we go, all done. Oh, I was expecting that to be a lot closer. A bit like we had on the previous field, but that is all good. We're left with 271 litres, which is far less than one of our fertilizer bags. So that's fine. I'm kind of weaving through the grass here. But we're going to get this back down to the shop now. 3 contracts done, all before midday. That's absolutely fantastic and a really good income of money. You see, small contracts might actually be a better way to go than the big ones. Now, one thing I think we might do is at the end of each day, check out what contracts remain, because there was a 42,000 contract that was available at the end of last day, fertilizing, that we missed. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's go into the office and get these completed. So we spent, yeah, basically 1 contract's worth of stuff on both. We're going to make 11,690 off that one. We're going to make 12,339 off that one. I think this may actually be how much the fertilizer costs. So collect. Perfect. We are making a good amount of money. What have we got here? We've got a seeding contract that would be worth quite a bit of money. Seed will cost us 1,343. Usage will be that. So yeah, I actually think that we could make quite a bit of cash off doing that. So let's borrow the items for that. And we then have a brand new John Deere 8R to take out with this Lemkin seeder. We're going to need a really decent amount of seeds for this, though. So let's go into the shop and we'll buy a couple of pallets of seeds, see where that gets us. So as with the others, we do need to buy some seeds. I'm going to get 5,000 litres of seeds. As with the other, we end up not having too much of a problem. 3, 4, 5. If we use these up, or if we don't use these up, because when we complete the contract, we will get reimbursed for them. Let's start up this John Deere. Oh, yeah. And let's place that right beside it. It's getting this front weight is going to be the fun. Right, and just bring it round and in. There we go. And hook that up. Like so. Then we'll grab from the other side our lempkin. Squeeze past the side of the barn. And then we'll hook up here. So yeah, this is going to be worth a decent whack of money as well. Like that. Now, can I open this? Yes, there we go. Refill it with seeds. And again, because we're using the pallets and the bags, we don't need to use a telehandler or anything realism-wise to do that. Although, I would like to open the seeder up, so we might have to unfold it and bring it round so that we can actually open the top up. There we go. And fill it with seed. Like so. I was worried for a moment this wouldn't take all our pallets of seed, but it takes it up to 90% full, which is great. So we fold that back up and we are heading out to field 18, which is over that way, and actually not that big. So this should work out fairly well for us for another job today. Put our beacons on and away we go. Field 18 is just to my left here. It's a little bit of a weird shape in that while it's rectangular, it does have another one of those grass strips running through it. There probably is a name for those, but I'm not exactly sure what they're called. I'm going to start at the far end of the field because I think that is going to be the fiddlier bit, seeing as it's got that running through it. I also think it's going to get us the most progress in the contract based on what we've had so far. Let's switch out to here. Turn off our beacon. And yeah, this is slightly less wide than the last piece of kit we were using. So yeah, they'll allow for a little bit more nuanced movement. And what are we seeding? That is the question. We are trying to sow canola in this field. So let's switch over to that. We will set ourselves a little bit further over. That was a very, very wide bit on the other tractor. Whereas this, yeah, not so much. Right, there we go. So, set my first waypoint. Turn on my seeder. Drop it down. And yeah, we can just start ourselves off going very easily like this. Set our second waypoint, set our width. It double clicks. Sometimes my side panel double clicks. Let's try this again. Second waypoint, width. And away we go. I knew this side of the field was going to be weird. We are between... Well, looking at the map, we're somewhere between about a quarter and a third of the way through this contract. But our percentage complete is reading far, far lower. So at the moment, it seems to think that we are only 5% of the way through this contract. And I think that's going to change as we get the other side of this area. But it definitely does not like reporting it correctly. Now, I'm going to do this in the same way as we were doing the cultivating on the other field. I'm going to treat the area around the center somewhere where I don't want to be trying to put the seeder down and do work there with it. We will drive over it, but yeah, we won't be trying to seed across it. So we'll lift the seeder and drop it. If we find that we can't do a complete pass without touching it, we won't put the seeder down at that point. So I think the next row is going to be a little bit odd as far as that goes. We're going to end up having the seeder lifted a long way across the field, but not much else I think I can do about that. Oh, Kai, you're coming up a bit fast. Let's back off. Go on, past you go. I want to turn around. Oh, wow, van there too. Right, so yeah, next row is going to be a little bit weird and odd, but I think after this we're going to suddenly see our progress shoot up as we get into the main part of the field, which is where the contract seems to be concentrating its progress more than anything else. So as I expected, as we started to get into the other half of the field, our progress has shot up. We're now at 41% of the way through this contract, and it's going pretty well. We are making really good, fast progress now. I think the estimate of how long this contract will take is actually a little bit high as it's going at the moment. We still have plenty of time. It's only 2 minutes past 3, and as it says, we are now about 45% of the way through the contract. Just over half of the field to go, and it's only taken us about an hour to 2 hours in game to get it done. What I'm going to do now as I come to the end of this bit is we're going to do some headland work. I'm going to come in, well, I'm going to get to the end here, go up to the fence and stop, lift my seeder because my seeder doesn't quite make it to the edge of the field. We've got a little bit left over there, so I want to maneuver myself around and go and get the headland done here. We'll go round the edges of the snaky bit and get all those done, and yeah, just a little bit of detail work. It is saying I'm over halfway through the field, which I don't think is true. I think we're about at the halfway point as it stands at the moment. So want to get the fiddlier bit here done, and then we'll be in a position where we won't need to worry about how accurate what we've got left around the field is, because we will have already filled in that bit that we were expecting to be difficult. According to our progress, we're now 81% of the way through this contract, and yeah, that's not believable. We haven't even got to the halfway point yet. So yeah, it's going to slow down a lot across the rest of this field. It's going to feel like we're making progress at a snail's pace, I think. We do have a bit of an oddity bit here, but this will solve itself fairly easily. We need to go round the tip of the green bit up here and then head back this way. Although I think we should be all right with what we've got set up around there, but I've had to lift and go over and then come back in, and it means that it's going to be a little bit odd on the other side, but it's working out fairly well for us now. I can't believe, no, we are about halfway through this field. There is no way we've only got 12% to go. That's not possible. We are at 99%, and I think this is going to be our final pass for this. It is just quite a staggering... No, there it is. Wow, that finished that contract a lot quicker than I was expecting. I was expecting us to go most of this row to finish that contract, but no, it has finished at that point, which means just before 6 p.m. with over 4,000 litres of remaining seeds. So we'll get all the money back for the seeds that we've got, unless there's another seeding contract that has come up since. But yeah, they will give us, the shop will give us the money back for the seeds in this. They can reuse those, so that's all fine. We are pretty good though. I think that's going to be a good little refund on the seeds. It's a good amount of money that we're going to get for this contract. We are nearing, I think we're going to be nearing probably 70. I think we'll be nearing 75,000 by the end of today. And I want to have a look at our finances, see where we are after 2 days. Because yeah, this is some good progress we're making. It's still gonna be a while before we are able to purchase a farm area, and I'm kind of hoping actually that we get a harvest contract soon. Let's go talk to the contract office, see what they say. And so they are saying 17,240 with our reimbursement and our lease cost. That is going to be 18,743. So let's collect that. And then that is all good. That is really good. 75,423. People have suggested I add in either the land leasing mod or the auction mod in here. I think I might add the land auction mod. I think that will spice things up a little bit and make things more interesting. I'm not looking to add the land leasing mod because I think that's going to make things progress too fast. And it's one of those things I didn't overly like doing on the survival experiment in FS19. So yeah, we're not going to do that on here. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.